So we're ready to tear down this 440. And it's a genuine, all original from the factory.
We're gonna find out.
The days are getting shorter and the nights are getting colder around Nick's garage. But the action in the shop gets hotter this time of year, as Nick cranks up the heat on the many projects going on inside his shop. Outside, a father and son team are here to pick up this beautiful 1969 Camaro with a brand new clutch.
1969 Z28. Hey, Jonathan? The car, buddy. I love the clutch.
I've got a wheel cap here from Julian's Camaro here. He was flying down the street and thankfully we found it. This is another day at Nick's garage. Julian! Wheel cap, man.
Where'd it come off?
That one. Okay, let's see. You're lucky you didn't really scratch it.
So much for breaking in the clutch, eh? That's Richard Smith's 1969 Camaro from Lake Placid. God bless his soul and God bless his dad's soul. Shout out to Nick Canaveros from Vancouver. Shout out to Steve Ernster from Minneapolis. Shout out to Greg Sample out in Oregon. Newberg, Oregon. Yeah. Shout out to all you guys. Hope I didn't forget somebody.
Julian's Camaro is ready to roll, but other projects are just starting to come together, like the 440 that this young man hauled to the shop with his father and sister today. The whole family loves old iron.
It's yours.
Yeah.
Nice. Where'd you get this, man?
Out of a 68 Newport.
Yeah, that's what it looks like it came out of. Those cars, he never rebuilt the engines, eh?
No.
He always left them forever.
I'm putting in my 67 Belvedere 2-door post. I want to make it plain Jane, like you would buy it on Friday and race it on Saturday. You know what I mean? 2-door post. They only made 4,718 of them for 67. Yeah. The Belvedere, I picked it up this summer, and the New Yorker Newport, we picked it up just to pull the 440 out of it. When we got the car that we pulled this engine out of, it was just beaten up. It was sitting in an alley in Montreal for like 40 years. I just wanted to be somewhat a little better than stock. Because Poster's 375 stock, so I was looking like 425, something like that.
Cool cars run in young Nick's family. His dad already has a fantastic original Coronet, and he just picked up this 66 Charger.
I've got a client of mine, Tony, Ali, and Nicholas that brought in a 440 that's never been overhauled, and they want to bring it in and have it overhauled for their, what kind of a car is it, Nicholas?
67 Belvedere.
67 Belvedere. Wow, that's a rare piece. Okay, so let's open the door, bring it in, and let's see what we got. Leo, I guess you're gonna get the crane ready?
Yeah.
You get the crane ready. All right, let him drive it in, and we'll take it out. All right, another 440. Just how many 440s go through my shop here? It is unreal. Wow. What year is this motor?
68, but on the manifold it's marked 67.
Okay, let it go. Leo, you're gonna have to put a chain on this one, okay? It's got no intake.
Chain it on the heads.
That's right.
On the heads and we'll pick it up.
Go ahead, put a chain, 2 bolts. Wow, this is, so this has never been opened up. Looks all original, and you know what? This is the way I like them when they come in. Wow, it's all genuine. So Nicholas, where did you find this engine?
My buddy's uncle, he had a 68 Newport in the alley for like 40 years, and then he says, oh, do you want to buy the car? Well, I just wanted the engine for my 67 Belvedere. At first I wanted to put in my 66 Chrysler 300, but then after a while I just figured that my 383 was running well too well, so here I am bringing it to you guys.
What better than a 440, right?
Right.
After all, 383 is a great engine too, but if you got a 440 on your hands, why not?
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? When I went to mechanic school or trade school, I remember when the teacher with the students, and I remember when they brought us an engine to dismantle, and it was so clean, and I said, you know, you guys dismantled an engine that was opened up 10, 20, 30 times. I said, you know what, the real world is this. This is what a real mechanic sees in life. And this is what I want to show Leo when fighting rusty bolts when you want to remove without breaking them. It's a perfect example.
Well, he's gonna
So
have a
Leo,
lot of fun.
this is what I'm going to show you how to take apart something without any headaches. So Nicholas, that was a good find you got here. And you want to put this in your 67 over there.
Yeah.
Is that a 4-speed car, automatic?
No, I want to put a 4-speed in it, but I'm probably going to go with automatic.
You're going to go, yeah? Okay. Nice, very nice. This is all original, genuine 440, you guys. 68 or whatever, it doesn't matter what year, they're all great engines. Okay, let's chain it up slowly. We'll put it up on an engine stand. And then I guess we got another winter project building another 440 here. You know, I don't know where all these 440s just keep popping into my shop. They don't stop. Okay, one after the other. But you know what? I love them when they come in so dirty.
Love it. It's the real
Right from the factory. Oh, wow. So this was assembled by the factory. Now this garage is going to take it apart. You know, I used to work with engines in the alley where I was brought up in Uchawan.
I've been there now.
You been there?
Yeah.
So you know the location now, right?
I know the location.
And Nicholas found this engine the same way in the back alley somewhere in the city of Montreal.
I was just surprised that the car was still running with this engine in it.
Just pick it up slowly. Don't
And
Go ahead.
I really wanted it for my car.
And apparently I might have another one coming in this afternoon. I'm not so sure, but we'll see. All right. Okay, Leo, it's all yours, buddy. Go for it. Go ahead, take your time. And then we're gonna put it on an engine stand, okay? Actually, that one right there. Go ahead, it's all yours. So this engine is going to be painted blue, not orange, not Hemi orange. So how far you guys want to go with this engine? Basic stock build-up?
Basic stock with a little horsepower, First, you gotta measure everything.
Okay, of course. You know what? You guys sound like you want to build a Kawasaki 440. Yeah, dirty grind. You guys, when I finish building this, you're gonna see the difference. Oh my God, check this out, you guys. All broken studs. See them? One's busted there. That one's drilled, has to be drilled out. Is that one busted in there? I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna go through all that. Don't worry about it.
That's why it's at one place. He wanted to go to 3 different places.
Okay?
I said, it goes to one place. Here.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony.
Just want to drive it like it's meant to be driven, not stored.
This Mopar-loving family came to the right shop. Nick will make sure they get the 440 they're looking for. And he's got an autograph and some stickers for Ali.
The charger?
Okay, you just bought this charger? Let me see it.
From Texas.
First generation, eh? Beautiful car.
That's the
There's a
361 is the motor.
Yes, that's the first big block B engine.
Yeah, with
361.
disc brake and air conditioning.
Wow.
The Belvedere, it came equipped with the pedals, everything's in the floor.
Nice.
The guy put the 318 with an automatic transmission and he tied back the clutch pedal.
Yeah,
I want to put this car back original to
Okay.
manual.
That's right. 4-speed.
Now, I can't find the transmission.
I know guys that have things for you. Just for that. I have the right guy for you.
Okay, let's do it.
I have somebody here in Montreal that has 4-speed stuff. Actually, 2 guys want to help you out. So don't worry about it. I'll do the search for you. Tell me what you need. Make a list, and I'll get it for you.
From what I see, other than the broken studs, we've got broken spark plugs and old crusty spark plugs too. You see that? They're champion, but they're rusty, you know? You can tell. You see the bottom of the spark plug is fairly clean, and the top is all rusty. You know, it's been there a long time. Also, the oil pan's all dented up, and as you can see, it's leaking a little bit. That's probably gonna have to go. You look at this as this motor as a core, you know? I mean, you can't even see the timing marks anymore. Look at the grease. See that? Look how thick it is. There's the block. See that? That's everywhere on the block.
All right. So, Leo,
Yep.
I guess we got another project for the winter.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one. Yeah, this is something that we've never taken apart. I believe it's all original, built by Chrysler back in '68, I believe, or '67. Take it apart. I'm gonna call you in. You can see what it looks like, and then we're gonna take it from there. So in the meantime, I want to thank you guys for coming by here at Nick's Garage, and it's a pleasure to take apart another 440 and build it like brand new for your future project and dream car, like you call it. And then we'll take it from there. What do you say, guys?
Thank you very much.
Perfect, thank you.
And this is a family from the South Shore in Montreal, which is the town of Chateauguay. And there you have it, guys. Another one from a local.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to the Chateauguay Police Department to have to deal with me when this engine's gonna be in the car.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
I think we have a Chateauguay police officer's car here, I believe.
Oh,
He's a
boy.
Mopar fanatic. If you guys ever meet him, he's a sweet guy. And I believe he works for the Chateauguay Police Department. I'm not sure, but I will look into it. But if I do, I'll introduce you to him so you guys will have a good contact there. You're both Mopar guys and you both run 440s. So I hope you guys meet one day, okay?
All right, thank you
on
very
good
much.
terms. On good terms. Not on a ticket wise, but in a car show or whatever, okay?
Yeah.
So guys, thank you very much. Leo, it's all yours. Put it in the corner somewhere.
Next
We'll
week.
start, yeah, next week we're gonna start taking it apart. Thank you, Tony. Thanks, you guys.
Take care.
So this is what we're all about here. And of course, every guy brings a Mopar engine, brings it in with a Dodge Ram. We've got an old 440 engine that Nicholas has found in a back alley somewhere that he wanted to build for a 67 Belvedere, am I correct?
Yes, Belvedere.
So he's located a unmolested practically maybe never opened up, a 67 440 block. And this is what he brought here to get overhauled by us here at Nick's Garage. You know, I've been looking at this engine, it looks like it's never been opened up. From what I see, it's got different valve cover gaskets that don't look factory. So I'm sure the valve cover gasket is being replaced. The intake is loose, but you know what? Everything looks original besides that. There's a lot of dirt and grind. There's a lot of bolts you can't even see because they're hidden behind
down here, here.
Lots of dirt, whatever. So Leo's here, he's got his tools ready and he's got his pick to pick out all the dirt and rust, whatever it is, to tear this 440 down. And is it original? Is it the first time we're gonna open it up? It's possible, we don't know. So let's tear it down and see if it is what it is.
We shall see.
So let's rip it apart. You know, this is a 1967 casting. And it's the beginning of the 440 when they were introduced, I believe in late 66, or should I say 1967. But you know, you can see the date manufactured on this is 67. It's so badly rusted, it's hard to read it, but it is a 67 block. So, all right, let's start tearing it down and see what's in there. You know, I want to see what kind of pistons are in there, what kind of casting cylinder head numbers they are, see what the deck height is, you know, the piston to the top of the deck. And then from there on, we'll just continue tearing everything down. Anyway, I want to see if it's got the original timing chain with the line on, with the nylon timing chain on the camshaft, or should I say on the timing gear. Timing on the camshaft timing gear, it should be nylon if it's factory. You know why they made them nylon?
I have no idea, no.
So the engine, you don't have to hear the chain, it'll be much quieter.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
I always wondered why.
Okay.
Okay, now I know why.
All right,
Okay,
let's
cool.
tear it down.
Here.
I'll get some tools, I'll get off the intake, the chain, you can start by the valve covers.
Sounds good.
Oh man, is this thing ever dirty? You know, I've seen a few inches of this in my lifetime. How about you yourself, Leo?
Might have seen one more.
Yeah?
This dirty, yeah.
This is not the first time for me, but you know what? I want you to experience of tearing something down apart like this. So take it from here, buddy. The shields, look, they're rusted away. I can tell you that this engine has never had headers before, never. You can tell right away. Hey?
How can you tell?
Look at the heat shields. Look, spark plug brackets, heat shield. How about that side? Is there one there? There you go. See this? This is genuine, you guys. Look at this. This is genuine.
Look how paper's thin.
Look at that. This is genuine.
Wow.
There you go. Okay, go ahead. Take off the valve covers. I'll take the intake off. You know, he brought it in with the intake loose. I don't know who took it off, but you know what? It's the way we got it. And let's start working on it. Wow. Check out the dirt underneath there.
Wow. Sure looks original. How is it?
Wow. Looks like some critters were living in there, right?
Yeah. There we go.
How does it look under there?
Wow. Look, not bad, man.
Not bad, eh?
Not bad at all.
Okay.
But you see, the over.
Yeah, you see the valve covers being washed at one time when they did the valve cover gaskets. You know, at that time they had cork gaskets, not rubber. Anyways, this is dried up rubber. They've been replaced at one time. But besides that, it looks so far all original.
Not bad, not bad.
Okay.
All right. Is it the other side?
Okay. You see all this, eh? Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
This sure definitely looks like an engine that's never been opened up. That's for sure.
The amount of dirt on it, man.
Now I'll try to take out the dipstick. I've loosened it up earlier, but let's see if I, there we go. Genuine dipstick. All right.
Oh yeah. Not bad.
Does it look the same way, yeah?
Yeah.
And you know these valve springs? You see how many coils it has? So many coils? That's because that's genuine late 60s design right there. So you know these springs have never been replaced. They're the genuine original springs.
Are they, yeah?
I'm curious, I should take off the intake gasket. Yeah.
Yeah, let's take it off.
You know, while you take it off, I'm gonna get the garbage can so you can put it in, okay?
Yes. You can see all the brackets are there. Even this kind of like shim spacer. No, I've never seen this before. Every bolt you touch is dirty.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is over 50 years old. I wonder the people that put this together, if they're still alive today. I don't know. You know, I don't know what age they were when they assembled it. And then putting it in the car. Well, whatever they did back then, they did a great job. I gotta give it to them.
Here. You tap on the socket there.
Okay?
You see the
Here.
head got
Here
rounded
we go.
off, see?
Get round it off, get it down deep. Get it down deep. Okay? See that?
There we go.
Bang the socket on, you'll have no issues.
Yeah.
Okay,
Voila.
let's take a look underneath. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, it came off, eh?
Look at that. Look at the color of the lifters. Like a tan color. No, it looks like it's aged.
Not bad.
Check this out. Check out the dirt. Nah, I think this gasket's original.
You think?
All the heat built up over the years. Yeah. Here, let me turn it over upside down in the garbage can. Watch this. Check this out, you guys. You know this is original. Looks original. Yeah. See? It's got some turquoise paint job here. See, I'm sure it's original. Here, look underneath. Look underneath. Watch this. That shows it's got some age in there, right? Check this out.
It's been like heat
Ah,
soaked.
yeah. This is genuine, buddy. I think this is a genuine gasket. Okay, I'll throw that on the scrap metal. And in the meantime, work on the walkers. Okay, you work on the pulley, I'll work on the walkers, okay?
So here we go, guys. We gotta dig out the screws. Oh yeah. This is the real world.
They are buried in mud.
Wow.
Hey?
Look at that.
It's been around, it's genuine, man, it's genuine.
This is the fun stuff.
While you take out the pulley for the drive belts, I'm gonna take out the oil pump drive gear,
Sounds good, Nick.
which is right here, right underneath the distributor, you guys. There it is.
Look at that.
Oil pump gear drive and also distributor drive. There it is. You know, I had a comment from someone on email the other day, and he couldn't prime his engine because he wasn't too familiar with it. By the way, if you want to prime an engine, you don't install this. You put your long shaft with a drill, turn counterclockwise on the big block, and this is the way you prime the oil pump on the big block. Make sure that this is out, or else you can't do it, okay? It's all good. How's it coming? If you're not sure, always bang the socket on the bolt, okay? Because you know, you're gonna get that socket as deep as you can. Just to let you guys know, sometimes when a bolt gets rusted, it rounds off. It doesn't have the nice 6-corner. So you put the socket, 6-corner socket, tap it in, put your impact or your ratchet, and then unscrew it. And this is a good way of not damaging the bolt. You know, this is a pretty clean motor.
Yeah, see?
Oh yeah, this engine looks pretty clean, man. Someone broke a stud here. Do we have any broken studs? Yeah, we got one here. There's one broken. You know, if people would heat up the exhaust nuts, they won't break the stud inside the cylinder head. But who knows? Live or learn, that's what they say.
Get the rubber mallet.
Just tap it. There you
There we
go.
go.
A lot of mud in there, right? Let me see that. Give it to me.
Look at
Look at
that.
that, look at that, look at that dirt. It's like there's a couple of pounds of dirt in there. Look at that. Look how thick it is. It's like a quarter-inch thick. I am curious to see the time machine. What do you say? Let's take it
Yeah,
out.
why not?
Okay, let's go for it.
Why not?
In some cases, an engine that's been sitting around for a long time or it's aged in a long time, if it had major oil leaks and it all got soaked with the oil leaks from the external, it also prevents it from rusting. And that's a good cause.
Look at this, guys. The bottom, the cavities of the block. You see that? Like it's grayish. It's like it's water, right?
Yeah, you know, that's humidity after so many years.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that is
Man.
so, that tells you
That's
that this
impressive.
is genuine. I bet you this engine, if we try to get it started, it would have started.
Yeah.
I know it's not seized, it turns, but you know what?
It's old, but it would still.
It's old, I bet you would have still been running.
Yeah.
You know, I'm curious to see the timing chain, I'm curious to see the cylinders after sitting for so many years.
Let's take this off.
Let's check it out, man.
See the dirt flying?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's
Wow.
like we said, it's over 50 years old.
Oh, that's impressive, man. Put this back in.
We don't need the filter anymore.
Nope. Fram filter.
Yeah, it is what it is. There's the oil pump. That's the heart of the engine.
Yeah.
There we go. Let me just throw this out. Okay, while you do that, I'm going to slack the rockers off.
Okay. No problem. And take this.
You know, I love this. You know, when you see something that looks this ugly, then when it's done, well, you can put the thing straight on without the ball, Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, where's the tool there? We also need, this damper's press fit on these blocks, so we have to use a puller, harmonic balancer puller, to pull it out, like so. You see that? You see what I mean? Look, see this? Look,
Yeah.
It doesn't go through inside. You see it? So you're good.
So you won't mess up the
Yeah,
threads.
you won't mess up the threads. That's correct.
I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, show them how you do this so they'll know how it's done. In the meantime, I'm going to slack off the rockers. You know, I'm old school. I know Leo likes to use his power tools, but I like to use my muscles. Here we go.
I'm surprised the damper comes off well, eh?
Yep. There you go, it's coming.
Yeah.
Watch it. Okay.
I'm gonna catch it.
Yep, you catch it.
Here it is.
Let me see behind it. Look, so there you go. A lot of things for to look
Look
for.
at where the seal is. Look where the seal is right.
Yeah. I want to show you something. Sometimes when you have a harmonic balancer, when you take out an old damper, when you remove an old harmonic balancer, you know it's been aged after so many years. The rubber, because this is a two-piece, most harmonic balancers are two pieces, the outside and the inner. And there's a hard piece of rubber here that's press fit tight. If you see it getting ripped or loose, replace the damper. But in this case, it looks pretty good. So we might end up using the same one. And in other cases, sometimes when the shaft, right here, the shiny part of the harmonic balancer, if it's pitted, they sell a sleeve that you can slide it over very thin and use a brand new seal in the front timing cover that prevents it from leaking oil. So if it's pitted, put a sleeve over it, it fits with the same seal, put it back on, and it's gonna stop leaking oil. But in this case, we're gonna polish it. If it's good, it's good. If it's pitted, we'll put a sleeve on it.
You see that, guys? These
It's buried in
are
there.
5/8 bolts, and these are 9/16.
No, these are 1/2 inch,
Are these-
and these are 9/16.
These are 9/16?
That's right.
Okay. Now this one, I gotta go get through it. I know there's a bolt somewhere in there.
Actually, you know, the 1/2 inch bolt head is a 5/16 thread, and the 9/16 head is a 3/8 thread.
Is it?
You know, it depends on depends how people look at it. Like for me, that's a 3/8 bolt. That's a 5/16 bolt. No
See, I
matter
look
what
at
the head is. You know
I
what
always
it's
look
saying?
at the head. I
Sorry?
don't know, that's just me. I look at
No,
the head.
no.
like
Some
that.
people look at it the way you said it.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's a 3/8 bolt, 5/16 bolt.
All right. Let's
Okay.
Take this guy out of there.
Just need a 6-corner
Look
ratchet
at
so I
that.
can knock off the lockers.
Look at that.
When you remove a shaft, it's under pressure depending on which valve is open. So you don't just take any bolt off and just take it off all the way. You slack them a little bit at a time because you want to bring up the shaft evenly so you don't bend it as you remove it. Same way when you reinstall it. You tighten it a bit at a time, you make sure it's in place, that you don't bend the shaft, okay? The reason why is because some rockers are under pressure, some are not, depending on the cam lobe, if the cam lift is opening on the valve. So there you have it. We'll take a close look on the other side before I crack it loose. For example, you want to take off a shaft, you go like this, you make a 1/2 turn here, you make a 1/2 turn there, you make a 1/2 turn there, another one there, and so forth. And then you start backing it up.
It's got quite the smell too, eh? This motor.
Well, you know, it's 50 years old, buddy.
Power tools.
It's all yours. So I'll slack off the rockers in the meantime.
So let's take the timing cover off here.
Okay, so all the bolts are off.
Yeah, all the bolts are off.
I just want to show some viewers that when you want to take something off that's stuck, you know, that's a piece of sheet metal, it's flat. You want to put the chisel or punch where the bolts sit. So when you pry it off, if you're going to bend the valve cover in that area, so when you reinstall it, it bends back into place. That's why you don't put a chisel between the two bolts, because you bend the sheet metal, and for all you know, you might have an oil leak later on. So you always knock it where the bolts go, okay? Just like an oil pan, the same story for the oil pan. You got the lower bolts here?
Yeah.
All
The
right.
lower bolts are gone.
What do we got?
Oh,
Wow,
wow.
this is genuine, man.
Now look
Check
at the
this.
oil seal, man.
Look, hard as a rock, eh?
Wow.
Look, it cracks. Oh yeah. This is original. This has got to be original.
Oh yeah, Nick, it's a nylon gear.
There it is.
Look at that slack.
Wow, it's huge. There's a
Yeah,
slinger.
the slinger.
This is what you call a slinger right here, which is between the lower gear on the timing chain and the oil seal. It's like this. So it helps the oil from splashing on the seal. Also prevents it from an oil leak, like so. Boy, this thing has been cooked on. Look at this. Look at the seal. There's nothing flexible. It's hard as a rock. Oh, there you go. Put that there. Let's go take a look at the timing chain. Okay, look at that, eh? This is genuine, man.
Look, the nylon gear.
Nylon gear. There you go. Just
That's the
clean it
nylon
up.
gear, correct?
Yes, it is. That one is steel. This is nylon.
Look at the slack, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of slack. You know, but it'll still run. But
Wow.
eventually, when it starts running, all the teeth there, as it really dry it up right now, they're going to start cracking as he puts more further mileage. But there you have it. From what I've seen so far, this engine's never been taken apart, from what I can see.
That's impressive.
So let's keep going, see how much further we can get and find
All
out see
right.
what's going on.
Cool.
We might find some surprises, you never know.
That's it.
Now, if this was a 446 pack from the factory, it would have a 3-bolt on the gear drive on the cam, just like a Hemi. But since it's a regular 440, or should I say any 440, even high performance only has a single bolt.
Oh
But
yeah,
if
even
you-
the Magnum.
Even the Magnum. But if you have a true blue 6-pack from the factory, it's a 3-bolt cam,
Okay.
just like the Hemi.
Okay. And Nick, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
The chain here, is this, you think, genuine?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. And it's not a double. It is not a double roller from the factory. Double rollers came on 340s and also on 446 packs and 426 Hemi.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
sir.
Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna crack loose the rocker.
Yeah.
The
Look at
rocker
that.
shaft, as you say. Here we go.
It's
Here, I'll
looking
crack
at-
this one loose so you can take that one off. Okay, Leo?
And look at the stuff inside here, right? Looks
Oh,
like
it's
there's a,
50 years plus from
there's
what
like
I.
a nest, you know, in the heat passage.
This is old, buddy. This is old. Okay, here.
It's,
People are gonna tell me now that I'm wearing garden gloves. Yeah, you know what? They're garden gloves, you know, but it prevents me from getting my hands dirty because, you know, when you work all day in a shop with a lot of dirty engines, you don't want to wash your hands 50 times a day. So, you know what? Call them what you want. They work for me. Okay? We're not growing potatoes, we're growing power. If you want, get the valve cover, bring it here, and throw it in there, like so. Then you put the push rods in there too, Leo.
Yes.
There you go. Put that in there, put
Look
the
at
push
that.
rods in there, okay?
that's impressive, man.
This is genuine, check this out, look. Look how dark the color is.
Reminds me of my motor.
Look how dark they are. You know this is genuine, you guys, look at them.
Look at the push rods, man. Even the push rods are stuck. Like, you know? Wow.
What's the word they use? I made a comment, someone give me the correct word. What's the word they use?
For what?
Yeah, sludge.
Soot.
Soot? No, it's sludge. It's sludge.
Sludge.
This is what's called sludge, you guys.
Yeah, look at the push rods, man.
Look how
Look at
thick
that.
they are. Yeah?
You feel how the grit. It's,
Well, you
it's
know what?
thick.
It's a pretty old engine, 1967.
Wow.
Okay, here we go. Let's take
Doesn't
this
have
one
any
off.
bad valves too, from what I can see. Oh, actually, one is pretty pitted here.
Put it.
Yeah, at the top. it's
I'm
pretty
going to
pitted
show it
here.
off in a minute. Leo, get the other valve cover. Bring this one here. Take this one off, and here they're all loose for you. Take them off. We'll take a look. You gotta, you know. There you go. Put that in there. Put the push rods in there. Let's take a look over here. See what we got. Let's see the casting number on the cylinder head. I need my glasses on this thing.
Where should I look?
I'm gonna take my glasses, take a look. Here, take that if you want. You got them off?
Got it. There we go.
I'm curious.
Wow.
Because I know it's not a 67 high performance motor because it would have been a red engine in color in the first place. So let's see what number this is.
And no bend push rods.
Okay, there are 906 castings. Okay, 906, there they are. Open chamber.
Oh yeah, they're open chamber?
Yes, 906 is an open chamber.
Wow.
16, that is correct. That
And
is
no
correct.
bent push rods neither, eh?
We don't know that. We don't know that. You gotta roll them on a piece of glass.
Okay.
You wash them?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at the sludge on them, there, you guys. Check out the sludge buildup. This is all genuine.
That's impressive.
Look at that. Look at the sludge. Look at this. After we get through with them, if they're nice and straight, we'll polish them up, clean them, and reinstall them. But in the meantime, you gotta make sure that these ends, where they're nice and shiny, if they're scratched or worn out, you replace the push rod. The same thing with the rocker shaft, like so, right here. If you see the tip here is worn out, you replace the rocker. You see the ball here worn out, you also replace the rocker. And also, right where it rides, right there, on the shaft, like so. For example, if you turn the shaft the other way around, you can see it like so. If that's scratched, you replace the shaft. But so far, we have to inspect it completely, wash everything thoroughly to take a good look. And if, from what I see, everything looks pretty good, we're gonna wash it and put it back together. But, you know, we have to check everything piece by piece. This is a 906 casting. If you look over here, if you look at the last 3 digits on the casting, 906, it tells you it's a 68 to a 70 cylinder head high performance. Oh, you better use a big pry bar for that now. You're playing with the head bolts. Oh boy.
Ah, this will do it, no?
See?
There.
All right. What do we got? Okay, crack it loose, man.
Let's do this one.
Oh, this is also factory, you guys. When you have the valve cover screws, you got 4 bolts and 2 studs. One on this end, one on this end. They're studded on the very end on the bottom, like so. And you can tell that this is factory right away. And you can tell that these valve springs, I said earlier, they're genuine valve springs because of a lot of coils on it. Did they have a valve job? Look for shims. I do not see no shims. So I don't think this says they've ever, never been removed at all.
I did see one thing.
What?
You see how there's some like greenish color on the
that's
springs?
It tells you the springs where that code was for this particular engine.
Ah,
it's a
so
color
those
code.
could be original springs.
Yes, it is. Look how weak they are. Look at this. You can turn the spring by hand. Look, these are worn out springs. They probably don't even have 70 pounds, 60 pounds. When it should have at least 90 to 100 pounds factory. Look at this. Look, this is no spring pressure. Look, you can see that? You see it turning?
Yes.
You can see it turning? You know there's no, that one's turning too. Anyways, you know, we're gonna go through a valve job anyways. Okay, as we are taking it apart so far, everything looks good. You know, the only thing at the end, after we stripped it down, we're gonna look for cracks in the block, but sometimes you never know. The block could have been left outside with water, froze, cracked over the winter, you never know. So once I take it all apart, strip the block, I'm gonna go to the machine shop, have the block sandblasted, and go have it magniflox, make sure there's no cracks anywhere. But in the meantime, let's take a look inside the cylinders after, and it will give us an indication if anything's going wrong. You understand what I'm saying, Leo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's take it step by step. You know what? Take out the spark plugs before you rip off the head.
Yep. Will do.
Okay.
All right.
And you know what? Let's take a look inside in a few minutes, see what it really looks like.
Look at those spark plugs.
Let me see those numbers. Yep, they've been replaced at one time. It's running rich, it's burning oil. Yeah. You know when you see a plug that's black and shiny like so, you know that this thing is taking oil. Right there. It is running rich also, but this cylinder seems to be burning oil. Could it be the valve guides? Could it be the valve seals? Pitch rings? I don't know. Do you know the purpose for these heat shields?
I'm not sure, Nick.
Okay, when there's an exhaust manifold on there, the tube of the exhaust manifold, all the ports coming down to this pipe right here, which is the down pipe going to the exhaust.
I understand.
And there's 2 spark plug wires here, and they take a lot of heat. So these shields protect the boots from burning, and that is the reason they have these. That is the reason why they have these heat shields. and this is genuine. They're old. Okay, so we're going with headers,
Yeah.
and these are not going back on because in some cases it will not fit through the headers. Okay, so there's the reason why there's heat shields. There you go.
You can see the black carbon
Yeah.
here. You can tell it had a big exhaust leak.
Yeah, when you see black, that's an exhaust leak.
Big exhaust leak. Black here on the spark
And you
plugs.
can see from the factory there was no exhaust manifold gasket. There was a manifold directly on the cylinder head. That's the way Chrysler did it. No exhaust manifold gasket whatsoever. You know, when the cylinder head is brand new, exhaust manifold is brand new, they're so perfectly straight, their surfaces, you bolt them together, they have a good seal. All right, let's take off a cylinder head, see what it looks like. Okay. Pooh, leave one bolt loose, I'm gonna crack it, okay?
Go.
Whenever you're ready.
There. We just put the bolts away. Go.
Just put one bolt so it's just in case.
Let me just crack it.
And you know, from the factory, right from the factory, had a 20 thou shim gasket made out of steel, not paper. So underneath there should be a steel head gasket. Let's find out.
Yep.
A 340 was a paper gasket. The
Was
big
it?
block Mopars
Oh,
was
yeah.
a thin steel head gasket.
So my car might have had original gaskets.
Well, let's find
I
out.
thought I thought small blocks were steel.
Small blocks, no. Small blocks were paper
I
gasket.
did not know.
You got a bolt there loose?
Yeah, right here.
Okay, ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, now take out the bolt. All right. Here, you ever take it out and you take off the cylinder head. Ready? Hold the head.
You got it.
Should have had one there. Not. This is the hard one.
Yeah.
You took the toughest bolt you put in there. Here,
Sorry.
take it off. Take it off.
Here.
Always leave one on the bottom. It's easier.
Okay.
See, that's the toughest bolt. It's the tightest. That's the one that's very tight between everything.
Here.
Okay. Give me the bolt. Take
Ratchet.
off the cylinder head and let's see what we got. Ready? Be careful.
Yep.
Go ahead.
This.
Take it over there.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Let's see what we got. Let's check the chamber upside down. Hold it, turn it around, turn it around. Here it is, it's an open chamber.
Not bad.
Let's see, that looks pretty clean. Here's the head bolt. We got a 208 intake valve, we got a 174 exhaust valve. And let's find out, see what gasket's there. Let's go check it out. This is genuine. Look at this.
Oh, look, it's got the Chrysler Corporation logo.
The Pentastar.
The
Look at
Pentastar.
that.
Nice.
Look at this. If this would have stayed longer, this would have been the sleeve to be replaced. Look at that. It's got water. Looks like it just got in there. So we got
It doesn't look like press on, it looks like water.
It is water.
Yeah.
It is water. Let's see the gasket. And there, look at it. Genuine Pentastar.
Yeah.
That's an original head gasket from the
Look how
factory.
paper thin the
It's
thing
about
is, man.
it's about 20 thou. And look at this. You want to see something else? Look. Look at this. Check this out. Here, get a white rag. Give me a white rag. Watch this. I want to show you this. You can tell this gasket is old. If you take a good look right here, look at this. It's all been rusted away. You see that? It's all done. It's finished. Look at that. See how it's been eaten up? Look at that. But here's the Pentastar right here.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, this is genuine. This is original. I like original stuff. You know, when you tear down something and you find it. You know, this is what I was expecting, and this is what I find. This is what I love.
This is what you
And-
want to find.
Yeah, this is what I expected. You know, it's unmolested. It's all original. And sometimes I make measurements from the factory the way they are. For example, before we remove these pistons, we're going to measure the deck height. How far, when the piston is at top dead center, how far is the piston to the deck, which I'll show you in a few minutes, okay? Meanwhile, Leo's going to take off the other cylinder head. We're going to tell you that what it has, and then we're going to take it from there.
Yep.
But from what I see, this is a genuine, original Chrysler head gasket. So far, it still looks unmolested. Okay, Leo, rip it apart. The valve springs are indication, the head gasket, the dirt and grind, the timing chain, nylon gear, the sludge in the engine. Oh yeah, this is so far 100% original. Okay, so let's keep going. I can't wait to measure the deck height. You know, the piston deck.
Yes.
So in the meantime, I'm gonna rip the chain off, okay? I'll get a 5/8 key there.
It should be there, Nick.
Here it is, 5/8. Okay. Look at this. Look at the slack on this, you guys. Okay, it's all good. And nowadays, whenever you install a bolt like this, when you're doing a fresh rebuild, you always put Loctite to make sure that bolt does not get. You torque it down to the factory specs, which I believe it is 35 foot-pounds. Put Loctite so you can make sure it doesn't come on loose on while the engine is running. So you're gonna crack the bolts loose? Go ahead.
Yeah, let's finish cracking them.
I guess you're gonna crack them loose with the ratchet. Then what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna take my gun to them
Okay.
after cracking the head bolts loose.
Okay.
Because this is a chrome socket and it's not recommended to use a
On an impact?
power tool.
Okay.
So, but that's what I'm doing. I'm using the manual tool first, and then just for the sake of speed, I use the gun to take them out afterwards.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
This one.
And usually we start from the outside and go inboards.
Yes.
Okay.
Nick is pulling apart an engine tonight. But part of the job is also teaching Leo the ropes.
Yeah, you know, I've got he's the new man on board, or should I say the new apprentice mechanic here in my shop. So I'm going to teach him as much as I can. You know, it is old school. He's a young person, he's only 22 years old, so I have to show him the in and outs on these old engines. So I'm going to start with this beautiful 440 on the left to see what it really looks after 50 years old, sitting around or whatever it is. And when was it last running? I do not know, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so crack off all the head bolts there. Now let's see if we have any surprises on the other side.
There you go.
Okay, let's go. And then just leave one bolt loose on the bottom, so when you crack loose, we don't drop it, okay?
There you go. All right.
You got one left? Make sure it's finger tight.
Correct. Oh, I gotta take the spark plugs out.
Oh, you didn't take them off. Should have taken them off before. Anyway, crack them loose. All right, hold on. Crack them out of there. You know what? It's easy to remove the spark plugs while it's sitting in place. Sometimes when you try to loosen up a spark plug on the bench, you keep moving the cylinder head. But in this case, we'll take them off before we remove the cylinder head. I wanted to say another thing. A lot of people, when they do valve jobs, I've noticed some cylinder heads gone out and come back. They never replace the core plug. In our shop here, we always remove them completely, especially when you have a core plug in the back. And you know, once it's installed in the car and the engine is running, and to remove that core plug and put a new core plug in while the firewall is only 2 inches away, it's impossible. You got to remove the cylinder head. So in that case, every time you do a valve job and there are core plugs on the cylinder head like so, always have them replaced. It's a good idea.
Yeah. It's cheap insurance.
That's right. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Nick.
Okay, let's take off the other cylinder head. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? There you go. Put it on. Okay, take off the bolt.
Feel that the threads are rusty. Huh?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. You got it? Put it up there. Go for it. Go for it. Go ahead. You can even...
There.
Okay, let's see those chambers. All right. Is that the same number, 906?
Yeah, I saw a 906.
906. Okay. They look pretty good, man, let me tell you. All right. And there's head bolts that come with a bracket. In this case, you know, like there's one on the left side, one on the right side. It attaches to the head bolt. The reason is when the spark plug wires go to the 2 rear cylinders, they're attached to a bracket so they don't hang down. And all these are unique stuff from Chrysler. Okay, let's go check the cylinders. What do we got there? We got a genuine gasket on both sides, eh?
Yes, we do.
We do, eh?
Yeah, look.
Oh, yeah.
The Pentastar, part
Same.
number, top. Oh, look, see that? Did you see that? How
Look,
I just touched it and it.
They're pitted, they're finished.
I
They are
just touched
finished.
it. See that?
Look at that.
And it-
Brittle.
Wow.
There it is. That's a genuine gasket, you guys.
Oh, that's
After
awesome.
all,
man.
it's a piece of thin metal. That's the same gasket we're going to put on when we're done with it. But just to show you, this is genuine. It's got the Pentastar. It's a steel metal gasket. Look at it. It's dark and it's genuine. So there you have it. Okay, let's look inside the cylinders now.
That's good. I feel a ridge, Nick.
Okay,
That's
you got a
on-
ridge.
There's a good ring ridge.
Do you know the mileage on this engine?
I have no idea, Nick.
You know, it's normal to have a ridge. You know, it's standard bore, I'm sure. But in the meantime, put the bolt on the crankshaft. Let's measure the...
Compression height.
That's right. No, not the compression height. We're going to measure the deck between the piston and the top deck, the top of the cylinder. I just want to see how far down the piston is above the deck at top dead center. It's normal for a ridge to be built up here on the top of the cylinder. The reason why is because the piston rings don't travel all the way to the top of the deck. It's about 3/8, 7/16 below the deck. So the rings don't travel, so there's no wear and tear there, just carbon buildup or whatever. But what wears out in the cylinder is when the ring goes up and down so many times in its lifetime, sure, it wears up the cylinder. So when you put your finger right here, you can feel a ridge. At the top 3/8 of the cylinder, when you feel a ridge like a little step, that's normal, and you know this is genuine. It's probably a standard bore. I'm going to take a fast look, which it is, and I'm going to bring my bridge, make sure. I want to see what is the piston to the deck clearance, because in some engines they're lower, some engines they're higher. In other words, depending on the type of piston was used, on the compression height, that tells you what you get as a compression ratio at the end.
Yep.
Okay, you got it there? Okay.
Number one.
Yeah, let's do cylinder number one. But you're gonna bring me a piece of sandpaper, clean it. I'll pull my bridge, and we're gonna show you how to measure the piston, top dead center, also deck clearance.
Wow.
Leo, tighten that bolt with the impact.
Yeah, you're right.
This is a 1967 block. It's not stamped HP. It's not a high-performance engine. So let's take a look, just for my curiosity, see where the piston height is. Here we go. We clean the deck. Okay, and let's make a measurement. Yep. First of all, we got to zero in our gauge. Okay, here, we'll start with this cylinder. Usually what I do when I check a deck is I measure all four corners. You know, in some cases, like some blocks could be warped. Sometimes they're not machined correctly back then in the 60s. You know, it's not like today's blocks when they're milled with a CNC machine. Those days they were not CNC, so they're not perfect. So in blueprinting, when a guy builds an engine blueprinting, he squares off the block that all four corners, the pistons are all the same exact height with the block. So what you do is you cut it, mill it. You know, you could cut it like this way, that way, either way. That's part of blueprinting, and that's how you build a performance motor. So here, let's zero in my down indicator, like so. This is where I'm curious. I want to see how far is below the deck, the piston, how far below the deck it is, right from the factory. Okay, Leo?
Top dead center.
Top dead center. Look at the down indicator. You gotta make sure, you gotta go that way.
Yep.
Bring it up. See why you use a breaker bar? It's gonna be more easier.
More precise.
Okay, to right, where the down indicator changes directions, that is your highest point of the piston. Okay.
There, that must be.
Okay, go back a little bit, just to show you. Okay. Look at that. When it changes direction, that's the highest point of the piston. That's what you call top dead center. TDC.
There, I think that's
Okay, is it there? Is it? Let me see. Go ahead, show me.
That's one way. That's the other. So it's like
Oh, that's
right
good.
there.
Perfect. Okay. Now we got the piston at the maximum height. All right, here we go.
I'm curious.
Zero this in. Here we go. You see the gauge? It's zero, right?
0 thou.
Now we bring it to the center of the piston. Watch this.
Wow.
How much are we down? Here we go.
My God.
Here we go. Okay, zero. You got 10, 20, 30, 40, about 44 thou. And then imagine now you clean the carbon here, just to be on the safe side. Here we go. I forgot to clean that earlier. Here. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Let's go. So here we go. We're top. Okay, we have the piston at the highest point, which is top dead center.
Yes.
Here we go. It's at 0. Now we move it across to the center of the piston, like so.
Yeah, it does change.
And what do we got? We got 10, 20, 30, 40, almost 50 thou, 48 thou below the deck. That's quite a bit, eh? You know, I've done some 440s that were never unmolested engines, of course, that were
Originals.
the originals like so. They were 20, 30 below the deck.
Yeah.
This one, maybe the type of engine, because it's not a high performance, it's an engine from a Newport.
Newport, yeah.
From a Newport. So here are, we're almost at 48 thou below the deck. Is this thing gonna make power? Is it gonna have compression? I don't think so.
This way, no.
And this is what freaks me out. They say the engine is 10.5 compression ratio. The same cylinder heads, 88 cc, okay, same head gasket, and some pistons are lower, some are higher, all in the late 60s, 1970. And there is a reason, that is the reason it's not a true blue 10.5 compression ratio. Do the math, get on a compression ratio calculator, do the math, you see it's not a 10.5 compression motor. And I'm sure I'm right. I'm sure I'm correct. Okay, so you know what? Let's try the one in the back. What do you say?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just for fun. Let's check the other side in the back. Here we go.
There it is.
All right. Okay, let me clean it. Hold on. This is a good block to measure this because you know this is not being molested at all. Right from the factory. Okay, are you ready? Okay, Leo, find stop that center. Go ahead. No, go back and forth. Rock motion. Okay, go the other way. Okay, keep going. Perfect. Okay. Let's measure top dead center. Let's measure my deck. Zero my gauge, and here we go. Put this in 0, and now we bring it to the center. There you go. Not bad. Again, we are 48 thou under the deck. And there you have it.
Not bad.
Okay, we just measured 2 corners, just a ballpark figure what we got. Now, if you want to build this as a performance engine, we'd be cutting the deck roughly 48 thou to bring the piston at exactly 0 deck, which we do a lot of times to get a good clinch on an engine buildup. So for this example, we're not going to cut at 48 because once you install the new pistons, then you make your measurement again, and then you take it from there. If it's 20 thou under, then you go 20. But in this case, if you want to use the same pistons, you're going to have to cut the deck 48 thou to get some power out of this. But we're not going to go with these pistons, and I'm sure it is a standard bore 4.320, and I know my client's going to go with new pistons. But anyways, let's start taking it apart and see what further things we have inside.
And I remember Nicholas telling me by accident he dropped the motor and he bent the pan.
You crushed it.
That's why it's all mangled up now.
You know, this is a 4 US quart pan,
Yeah.
but now we're going to build a performance engine. We're going to put a 6 quart US pan, a Hemi pan, 6-pack pan, which will fit in the B body.
Yeah.
So this pan will go in the scrap anyways.
But it's got a story to tell.
Let's take a look what's in the pan. Let's take it out and see what we got. Must be a lot of sludge under there, I'm sure.
Wow.
And then after that, we're going to remove the lifters and take a look at the condition of them. If this was a 440 from the factory, it would be written HP right here on the top of the deck here. The reason I don't flip the engine right now is because I know that if I turn the engine over, and even though it's going to throw oil out through everywhere, but even though you drain the oil, then you close the plug, you think the pan is 100% empty? Not really. That is the reason I like to remove it while it's on a stand facing downwards, okay? So now what Leo's gonna do is gonna remove it. You're gonna see there's still oil in it. So this prevents it from making a mess. When you turn it over the engine right now with the pan in, when you turn it over, you're gonna see all the oil dripping everywhere, making a mess on the floor. And for that reason, we're gonna take it off while it's sitting in the right location. And we all know this is not a high performance 440, came out of a 67 Newport, you said?
68.
68 Newport.
Yeah.
Okay, 68 Newport, I keep forgetting. Okay, and you see it's written 440, but not HP because it's not high performance. And then this was a 67 block, 440 would be in 915 castings, cylinder heads, closed chamber. But in this case, it's not.
Nick, you have the rubber mallet?
Sure,
Please.
right here. Actually, you could use a metal mallet. Don't worry, we're not using this pan anyways.
Okay. Yeah, I got all the screws out.
You sure? Yeah.
I
Okay.
went back and I looked twice.
You know, we're just gonna rip this pan off. We're not gonna worry about it because we're not gonna reuse it anyways.
Oh yeah, keep on coming, Nick.
Keep on going. All
I
right.
don't feel any screws on my side.
All right. And you know, for this,
There she is.
okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Just put it right there. Check it out.
No
Let's see.
windage tray, eh?
Oh, somebody's removed the pan in the first place. No windage tray because it's not a high performance 440. Yeah, this pan has been removed before. You could tell because it's been welded because maybe somebody punctured a hole in there with the steering link. And then they had the pan cleaned and reinstalled. But in this case, it's in a factory original oil pan. It's got no sludge because they cleaned the pan when they did the job in the first place. So we all know that. Look at all the dirt grime on. Look at that. All genuine. Look at that.
Wow, wow, wow.
Okay.
That
there you
doesn't
have it.
happen in school, I can tell you that, man.
No?
No, that doesn't happen.
Cool. Nice. Okay. Look, it's in rough shape. We're not going to use it. And it only holds 4 US quarts. So anyways, let's put it on the side. Let's take out the lifters because they're going to fall out anyways. We're not going to put them in order because we are not going to use them again.
Not
For
bad.
that reason, okay.
Not bad.
Here we go. Here, this one looks not too bad. And look at this one. You can see a little wear. Do you see it? There's the difference. This one's not bad. This one's worn out a bit. And you know what? They're not in bad shape at all for an engine this old. And I don't know if it ran without zinc oil or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I'm just showing you guys the difference between a good lifter and a bad lifter. You got it, Leo?
Yep.
Okay, throw them over here. Get them
There
all
you
out so we can turn the engine over. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, these are all genuine Chrysler lifters. All original. Wow, this one's worn out. Check this one out. There it is. This is worn out. Look at that. That's normal. You know, it's an old engine. It's got some miles on it. I do not know the mileage on the car. But you know what? It's not bad at all for the mileage and whatever oil they were using. You know, maybe they were driving it in the last few years without zinc in the oil. This could have a wear and tear for this reason. But it doesn't matter. And then nowadays, everybody knows how to use what to use. We use oil with zinc and prevent it from wearing out the cam and the lifters.
Now the question is, Nick,
What?
are these original lifters?
They look original to me. Look, first of all, you see the one groove here?
Yeah.
That's a Chrysler lifter.
Oh yeah, that's the way
yeah.
to know.
Yeah. But you can tell it's original, man. I've worked with a lot of Chrysler lifters. This is a genuine Chrysler lifter. Okay, you turn that. Let me rip off the timing chain.
It does come out.
And this is what you call a single roller timing chain. It's a genuine piece. I'm surprised it's still, all the teeth are intact. On the 383 from Luke's 383, half the teeth were gone. And
Again, the Pentastar.
yeah, there it is. You see, it's all genuine. Here it is again. Pentastar right there. And you know, for a nylon gear for this age, I don't know the mileage on the motor, but it still looks pretty good. Let me tell you. Okay, here's the other Pentastar on the lower gear, which is the low. It's not a Pentastar. It's the logo. It's the logo. It says Dodge, Plymouth, Chrysler, DeSoto. DPCD. Dodge, Plymouth, Chrysler, DeSoto. Okay, you ready? Bring it down. Let's go slowly. Maybe some antifreeze will come up, but don't worry about it, okay? Okay, turn it slowly. I'll catch it, all right? Go ahead. Go on. You know what's a good sign? It has antifreeze, so you know it's a good sign.
Wow.
All right, what do we got underneath? Wow, these are plain cast aluminum pistons. Oh my God, this is tight. Oh, I'll get my vice grip, we'll rip it out. Okay.
It's the first time I get inside a motor that's 50 years old. You know, it's impressive. But it makes me think of my 318 when I was doing this in my garage at home. Mine sort of looked like this, you know.
Go ahead.
Here, I'll let you take the
This is
string
all
off.
genuine, eh? You know that?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, take off the fixed plate.
Yes.
I know you cracked the bolts loose earlier,
Yes.
so take off the flex plate. And I'll take off the oil strainer. Wow. That was stuck there. Yeah. You can tell, look, you got it dinged a bit. It should have been a straight, but it got pushed up a little bit. But it does not matter. There's no harm done to the engine. And in the meantime, we are going to replace it.
Why is that, man?
Because there are particles in there that you cannot clean out. Let me see if I can get anything out of there. There, look at that. See this?
Oh, wow.
You see that? There. That is the reason why you always change the strainer, that you can't get these pieces out of there. Best thing to do, always replace the strainer. Okay, now that we've turned the engine upside down, Leo is going to remove the rear seal retainer. The reason why, you know, back in the 60s and early 70s, or I don't know when they switched over to a Vitin rear seal or rubber seal, this engine should have a rope seal from the factory. Does it have one? Let's find out.
Let's see.
Do the honors to take it out, Leo, please.
Let me tap the gasket off here. See how dry and brittle the gasket is. Just making some room because the bolts are underneath the gasket, so we got to undo these two bolts.
That's right. And these are very special bolts, you guys. They are 3/8 12 corner, and that's the only way you're going to remove it, right here. There you go, Leo. I got a pry bar. You take off the bolts in the meantime. Catch it good. There you go. Crack it loose. Take them off. I'm curious. I'm sure it should be a rope seal. If this, so far, everything's genuine in this motor.
It's nice.
And by the way, you guys, this is a forged steel crankshaft. They were all forged steel then in the 60s. Every crank was forged steel from the 440s. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Here we go. Take out the bolts. Put them on the side there. And let's take off the rear seal retainer. Here we go. And what do we got? Okay, hold on. Voila.
Yeah, rope seal.
There it is. This is a rope seal, rear main or rope seal. This is genuine, you guys. Here, that's a rope seal. Here, let's take it out. Oh my God, it's dried up. You got a knife, a little pick? I can pull it off?
Yes.
I want to just show our viewers what a rope seal is. Because you don't see this no more anymore. No one just built with a rope seal that I know of.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Going in.
Here we go. Oh, this thing is really dried up. Here it is. Genuine. This is a rope seal, you guys. It's a piece of rope crushed inside a groove, put into place, compressed with a crankshaft, and to prevent it from leaking oil. So this is genuine. Okay. So far, this engine looks pretty good. All right.
All right.
If you want to remove, let's
This
remove one
connecting
cylinder.
rod, yeah.
Let's remove one piston. Go right ahead. I also want to mention another thing. In this era, from Chrysler, when you have a V8 and you had a block heater option, especially when the car is sold in the northern atmosphere, all V8s came with two dual block heaters. Two block heaters. I used to have a 71 Hemi Cuda, sold brand new in Quebec. It also had the block heater option, also 2 block heaters. Why? It's a V8. 426 Hemi, 440, whatever. I know that the big blocks always had 2 block heaters, like so. One, and here's the other one right here. All right, so far it looks pretty good. It's got factory LY connector rods, I'm sure. No, like this, okay. Lightly on the top like this. Okay, now take your, okay. I want to see the cap with the bearing. It should be a standard bearing, I'm sure. Give me that. Let's see how it looks like.
Oh, the bearing stayed.
It's okay, I'll get a magnet, pull it out.
Let's see if they're original bearings.
Yes, here we go. Okay, here we go.
It's pretty damn good, eh?
Let's find out. Here we go. What is this? These are Clevite bearings. And are they standard? I presume they are.
Now, are they original?
Look at
Chrysler?
the date. Look at the date code. This is a 67 casting?
Yes.
July 1967.
So they're original bearings.
Yeah, original bearings.
Wow.
It's a Clevite bearing. Look at that. Standard bearings. Look how clean it is. It's not even scored down to the copper. Look how clean it is. This is beautiful. This is a well-maintained motor. That's all I can say. Really nice. You did a good choice on this motor. Let me tell you, Nicholas. Okay, let's bang it out. Get it, tap it, and I'm gonna catch the piston. Okay, because it's a ridge, we have to hammer it out.
I got stuck on the block.
Okay, turn the crank back. Okay. Let's go. Let's take out a couple of pistons so we can show our viewers what a genuine original 440 looks like from the factory. All right. Here we go. Here's the factory connector rod. Oh, I thought it would be an LY connector rod. It's not. Oh, look at this. Okay, anyways, it's a factory connector rod. And you know what I like about Chrysler? They always number their caps, like so.
Oh yeah.
Yep. You see that? That's cylinder number 1. And you can see the cap and the rod are all stamped. And they're all in order from 1 to 8. And always install the cap in the same connector rod. Don't mix them up.
There you go.
Okay? And this is a standard bore piston. It's made out of cast aluminum. It's a cast cheapy piston. And this is what I do in many cases when it's a press fit connector rod on the press on the piston pin. There's holes to lubricate the oil. I know some of the new pistons today, they're lubricated through channels through the oil ring, but I like this old style, old school. I still do it on some of my pistons. I love it. It works for me. There's no loss or anything to go wrong with it. But anyways, this is factory. And you guys, you know what? This is all genuine. And look at this. This is a very, very clean running motor. Look at this. No carbon buildup. It's perfectly flat. This thing was not burning any oil. No rings are seized. Look at that. Everything's free. So now we know it's a standard bore, and we know very well that this engine was never opened up before.
It's impressive. 50 years.
This is one clean engine, isn't it, eh?
Over 50 years.
50 years. 67. Oh yeah, it's over 50 years old. This is something very nice.
Chrysler made some good engines.
You know, he did a good find, let me tell you. He did a good find on this one. This engine probably was owned by a gentleman because it didn't come from a muscle car. It was owned by an older man with a 68 Newport. Yep. 68 Newport, and probably just drove it to church or grocery getter. Always took care, maintained it. You know, you can tell, like I said earlier, never had headers on it. This engine was never raced before. It was taken care of. There's no sludge. It's very clean, well maintained. So I got to give him credit. He took care of this. Now, I don't know what the car looks like. I've not seen it, but this engine was a good choice. So, Nicholas, if you're watching, you did a good choice on this. Okay, let's knock it out. Let's catch it on this side. Here we go. Just gonna have to hammer it lightly because we have to get the rings through the ridge. Okay? Take a hammer, just tap it lightly. Because don't forget, you know, after all...
there it is. Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Stuck anywhere, right? The rod's...
No, you're good. I think you're good. You're good. Okay, and here we go. Look at that, super, super nice. Super nice. And if you guys want to know what this notch stands for on the piston, it means towards the front of the engine. If you look at the wrist pin, it's offset to one side. You can tell it's more on the left than on the right. It's not in the center. The reason is to make sure that the engine runs quieter.
You want to take the oil pump off?
Yep, take off the oil pump. Sure, go right ahead.
The bolts are what, half-inch, Nick?
No, 9/16.
9/16.
Yeah, the heads are 9/16. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this. You got look at all the. You can't even see. Look at this. This is really dirty.
Yeah. 1, 2.
It's all sludged up. But what counts is the inside. But go ahead, rip it out. And if you guys look at this plug, that stands for the spring, pressure spring. You see, it's a square plug. That's genuine Chrysler. If you buy an aftermarket, it's a 6-corner nut, a plug, I should say, cap. This cap is 4-corner. That's a genuine Chrysler oil pump. Go ahead, Leo, rip it out.
This one's stuck. Okay, might have to
Tap it. Make sure you catch it good.
How about
Let me see. Take it off. It should come off. 6 corner?
Yeah.
Try
I don't
now.
want to break the bolt, Nick.
No, you're not gonna break the bolt. Don't worry about it. Catch it good. Catch it good. There you go. Wow, it's probably rusty in there on the thread.
I want to break it, eh?
Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me try. Come on. No, it's gonna come. Hold on.
Didn't
I don't
feel
want-
like it was.
No, I don't want to break it inside the block because then again,
Yeah,
no, it looks good. It looks good.
There you got it.
From what I see, this
That's the first time that bolt comes out. Eh?
I'm not used to ratchets that do this.
Yeah.
I like
that's
I
my
like,
style.
I don't know. I like a solid ratchet. Here we go.
It's my style.
This is ratchet used in different tight areas, not in open areas like this.
I know.
This is a straight ratchet, like this. You know? Here it is. Straightforward. No flex. Straight ahead. Anyways, now you can do the rest if you wish.
Look at the rust coming out.
Yeah, look
That's
at
why.
that, eh? Wow. Okay, give me that pry bar. Here, you want to unscrew it? I'll take the pry bar. I'll take it out.
Yeah.
Ready? This bolt seems like it's got rust in it. It doesn't want to come out. Ready? While you unscrew it, I'll pull it out. Okay?
Yeah.
I can't see it. There you go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Wow.
I think it's out enough, no?
You know what? Take it out with the pump. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Catch it real good. All right. Crack the other ones out. Then it's all yours. Watch your fingers.
Yeah.
Safety first.
Yeah. That one.
Go ahead. There you go. All genuine, eh? Well, he's doing pretty good. Let me tell you, he's learning. You know, like I was telling him, every time you work on something, you have the proper tools to work with. Think about it, safety first. Think about if you want to work on a certain item. For example, if you want to take a bolt that's pretty tight, don't use a 12 corner socket, use a 6 corner. You want to make sure it's going to come out, it doesn't slide, doesn't slip, and then runs off the bolt, then you have a harder time taking it off. For example, like the oil pump, they were pretty tight. I told him to use a 6 corner socket, tap it with a hammer a little bit, crack them loose, like so, and it works.
And use you're right, next time a solid ratchet, you're right.
Yeah,
better.
that like when you have a ratchet like this is for areas if you're working in an engine bay and you can't use the ratchet on this side or this side and you want to be flexible. But in this case, you're in the open area, a solid 90-degree ratchet, should I say a straight ratchet will do the job like so, without a fix. So anyways, Leo, you're learning.
That's it.
There's a lot to learn because, you know, you just started lately and I want to show you a lot of stuff old school. And there's a long way to go. But so far, you're doing great. Keep up the good work.
Perfect. All right, well, let's...
Tap it, just tap it off, like so. There you go,
there
take
she
it
is.
off. Look at that.
gasket came out with it, man.
Yes, yeah. This is the oil pump. This is the heart of the engine. And there it is. We're gonna replace that. And you know what? For all I know, that pump is still working because I noticed there's no damage in the engine whatsoever. That oil pump is still good. You know that? Clean it up, put it back on, it'll still work. But anyways, we're gonna do some measurements, make sure it's good because we wanna make sure we have good pressure when this engine is running, hot or cold. Here we go. Look at that. Look at this. It's so nice it doesn't even need polishing. Look at that. And for all I know, we might just have to polish this crankshaft and use standard bearings. When we go through them all, I'm sure they're all clean. Anyways.
See a main?
Yeah, take out a main cap. Let's go. You want to do that?
Do the first main.
It's a good idea. Go ahead. I believe it's a 3/4 socket.
Did I bring...
This is one nice motor, let me tell you. You know, I wish I could find 440s all in the same shape like this one here. The 440s I've gone through in my life, wow.
Oh, yeah.
This is one clean motor. And if, for people that wanted to know, all 440s are 2-bolt main. They're not 4-bolt main.
Nick, do you know why there's like that grayish oil on it?
You know, when water mixes with oil, it turns gray.
It does turn gray, yes.
Yes. Look at this. Look at
Wow.
this. I gotta show this. I gotta show this. This is something.
This guy's in good shape, man.
Look at this. Is this clean or what? Is this clean? You could practically put back the same bearings. Here, let's take a look at the crank. Look at that, not a scratch. This guy did his oil changes regularly. Look at that. Not only that, the cylinders are so clean, he also kept his air cleaner on
Yeah.
and also changed the filter. when it was new. Yeah, you know that
There
if
you
you
go.
keep changing the oil filter, you keep your bearings nice and clean and everything that works with the engine.
They're gonna look like that.
It'll look like this, and also in your cylinders, if they're not scratched, that's because your engine it always has a nice clean air filter and always bolted to the engine. And this is what you get, you guys. This is something very nice. You know, there's a lot of 440s that gone through.
Yeah.
Whatever, any engine that comes into my shop,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of them. They're rough, or they come in pieces. They're rusted. You find them cracked. You know, we're gonna have this block Magnaflux to make sure there's no cracks. From what I see, you pulled out some coolant, which
Yeah.
was antifreeze. That was a good sign. There was not
Yes.
just water in there. So let's take it from there. And I believe Nicholas, you did a good buy on this engine. That's for sure.
Yep. And you think that this is a mass-produced engine, man.
Oh yes.
This is back then. This was a dime a dozen.
dime a
Just-
dozen. And today,
If they're
everybody's-
rare, man, everybody's. I'll give you more because I want it. You know.
And today,
Yeah.
if a lot of guys don't want to build a stroker, they look for the big block 440.
Yeah.
All right, now that we've seen the crank bearings and the rod bearings are so nice, let's remove the camshaft. So Leo, remove the mechanical fuel pump push rod. So I can remove the
Yes.
cam? That's right.
That's
Tap-
a tip. Yeah. Allen screws, torque screws. You always
Tap them in, make sure you get a good bite.
as far
So when
down
you-
as possible.
There you go. Go for it. There you go. You know, you want to save time instead of drilling it, tapping it, kill yourself. Take one of these caps with the hexagon socket, put it in there, and you know they always have dirt in there. You clean out the dirt, take it, hammer it in, make sure you got a nice deep depth on the plug, and then you unscrew it. Make sure you don't slip with it. You don't screw it up, it comes out, and then there you go. And on top of that, when we put it back in, we put all new ones. Okay, now that we got the push rod out, right here, this works off the cam. This is the push rod that works off the camshaft that makes the mechanical pump work. Also, we also replace this also when we do an engine job. And this is a genuine camshaft flat tappet hydraulic, 1967.
Look at that.
Yeah. Okay. You see any lobes worn out? Check this out. Look at that. H lobe, I believe, is there. I don't see that many.
What I see.
You see anything worn out?
Looks pretty good to me.
You know, you can tell by the lifters if they were really
The
worn
lifters
out.
tell you the story.
That's right.
Now you see that here. There's like orange,
Yeah, that's.
like it's rust,
Eh?
as if there was water in it.
No,
for
I think that's a paint code.
a paint code.
Yeah, that tells you the difference between. You see, these camshafts from Chrysler do not have part numbers. You see that?
Yeah.
So the paint, the color of the paint code stands for what type of engine. Is it a high performance Magnum cam? Is it a regular 440 cruising cam on a big New Yorker, Newport, or whatever? That's how you distinguish a camshaft with a color code. Now, I don't know that. That's from the factory. I don't know how they did it, but I'm sure the yellow paint there stood for that reason.
Small lift, probably cam too.
There you have it. Okay, we're not going with the same cam. We're going to put a little cam in it because we're looking for some HP on this motor. Not too much, basically stock. Like my client said, build something stock, similar to your Kawasaki 440, and I'll be happy. So, what do you think, Leo? What do you think of the engine? What's your opinion on this motor? Tell me.
I'm surprised for a motor that's over 50 years old. I'm very surprised. I was expecting to see, trashed rod bearings down to the copper. Rod bearings have enormous amount of side play. Main bearings completely worn out. The timing chain is pretty normal for a motor that's that old.
That's absolutely.
It's pretty normal, but usually they're 50 years old. Rod bearings and mains don't look that good.
What I would say is that
Surprised.
these are good engines from the factory in the
Yes,
first place.
that's it.
And the owner who had it, or how many owners had this car or this engine, they took care of it. And that's why you see
Yep.
that this engine is very clean. Okay, so it's got some sludge over the years, which is normal. But after all,
It's impressive.
this is one great engine to start with as a candidate to build a performance motor. So stay tuned for a future episode on this engine when we start putting it together. For Tony, the father, and his daughter Ali, and his son Nicholas, who bought this 67 Belvedere that he wants to build this project. It's also his dream car. He just got it, so he's brought it here for us to build it for him. You know, he's not looking for crazy horsepower. He wants something simple, basically stock, or something like our Kawasaki 440 that we built, and so forth. And after the engine's done, built, and dyno tested, and everything goes well, the car will be brought here to the shop for an installation. And the car right now is equipped with an automatic transmission when it came from the factory with a 4-speed. And Nicholas wants it back as a 4-speed. So I found a good source to get all the parts. And that's right. Nice. And when we get it here, we're gonna all do it for him. After this is done, it's gonna be painted turquoise, and it'll look just as clean as Eugene's 440 right here. There you have it, folks. Thanks for watching us here on Nick's Garage. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content, and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.